I make 18 an hour, so I don't really track my monthly.
I left $40,000 in credit card debt when I moved out of the States.
Some people making $18 an hour try to save money. Others try to finance a $55,000 Hellcat.
I've never bought a car before, so how would I go about even doing this?
We're talking about the white one, right? The Hellcat?
Yeah, it's a 2019.
We've got 15,140 miles.
That's pretty good.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work?
I work at Panda Express right now. I'm a manager there. How much money do I need down?
So with you being a first-time buyer, I would guesstimate probably around 3,000 to 5,000. How much do you make, would you say, monthly? And would you have a possible cosigner?
I make 18 an hour, so...
If you make $18 an hour full-time, let's just say you're taking home $2,400 a month. The payment on a $55,000 Hellcat could be $900. So over a third of his paycheck would be going to a car. And that's without any of the other expenses that come with owning one.
I don't really track my monthly, but I think that's like a little bit under 3,000 a month. I think my mom could co-sign, but I'm not really sure. I don't really know her credit, to be honest.
Okay, for this deal, you're looking at a $55,000 car. If you have a solid down payment, if you could bring me a solid cosigner, we could possibly work some numbers on it. I have all the information I need. Let me get with my sales manager. I will get back with you, and we will go from there.
I appreciate it.
You spend all that time at work to earn money, only to give it up just to be able to drive there. It never made sense to me. I've known so many people that have done it. A nice car, way out of their budget. And they spend years struggling to make the payment. When my income was $18 an hour, I was driving a $3,500 car I paid for with money I saved.
I was calling because I'm interested in one of the green 2020 Ford Raptors that you have.
Okay, I also have a blue one here.
Yeah, I was more so interested in the green one.
It says 9,210 miles, is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Is this your first time buying a vehicle?
Yes.
It is. What is your monthly income looking like?
Like around 3,000.
Okay. Do you have a down payment though?
No, I do not have a down payment.
Well, a down payment will definitely look better for the bank. What does your credit look like?
That don't really matter. Can we just do it without credit, no down payment?
Same income and another expensive vehicle. It seems to be a pattern. A lot of people with money drive pretty modest cars, and a lot of people that don't necessarily have a lot of extra money end up spending the most on them.
Well, I kind of need something to let the bank know that you're a reliable customer.
Can you just take my word for it?
I wish I could. You don't have like a Credit Karma account that would tell you an actual score for me?
All right, fine. My credit's 450.
450? All right, that's not horrible, but no down payment.
I make money.
Right, okay. Do you have a cosigner by chance?
I want to do all by myself, just fully me.
Okay. I mean, I can send you this credit application and we can go from there if you want to do that.
That's fine as long as, I could get it with no down payment.
We can try. We'll see what's up.
He might make money, but with a 450 credit score, he probably owes quite a bit already. Missed payments, repossessions, maybe a bankruptcy, who knows? That income alone isn't enough to afford a car like that. And when you add in the credit score, which would mean a massive interest rate, that car would destroy what's left of his finances.
All right, I'm going to come clean. I left $40,000 in credit card debt when I moved out of the States to Colombia. And I haven't looked back. If you're new here, my name is Lorena. I left the States, moved to Colombia 2 years ago, and this is my story. And before you holier than thou come at me, maybe your moral compass points super due north. Good for you. You get a cookie. But as for me, I'm trying to navigate this system that was put here on Earth, which is not designed for the 99% of us.
Speaking of moral compasses, apparently she doesn't have one. Not too many of these videos bother me, but this one does, and I'm not even from the US. It takes a special kind of person to not only run away from the debt, but to turn around and post online laughing about it.
So let me explain exactly what happened, how I got into debt, how I essentially got rid of it, because Colombia is basically a magic wand. As I mentioned in my previous reel, when you leave the States, your debt does not follow you. Your credit history does not matter. Back in 2020, I had a business that was very small, but also doing pretty well. Very long story short, I ended up having to use about $40,000 worth of my credit cards during 2020, 21, and 22, which were the pandemic years, to keep my business afloat.
Nobody has to use their credit cards to keep their business afloat. That was a choice, and it turned out to be a bad one. A lot of businesses closed for good during that time because they weren't willing to take on the debt. It's a huge gamble if you do, and it's an excuse that keeps popping up years later.
And during that time, when I was using the credit cards, I was using it with the expectation that this would be temporary. Like most business owners, I had hope. I had hope that things would get better. So by the time 2023 rolled around, and I just had these gigantic debts with these humongous minimum payments that I couldn't pay, I called the banks because I am a responsible adult. But they pissed me off, and let me tell you what happened. This could be like a villain origin story. Anyway, I called the banks, and I recall one particular bank, I'm not going to mention any names, when I explained to them, hey, I'm on this horrific treadmill trying to pay my minimum balance every single month. And every time I send you guys this payment, I mean, it basically evaporates in interest.
She agreed to borrow the money, signed her name, and now she's acting like she didn't understand the terms. You know what you're signing. They tell you the length of the loan, the interest rate, and your monthly payment. It's up to you whether you take it or not. The bank isn't there to hold your hand.
And I'm not getting any further, and I need help. I mean, the minimum payments of themselves were totally consuming my income at the time. You know what this bank said to me? Well, ma'am, you do have a few options. You can close your account and pay it in full, or you can pause your account and you pay the balance in 3 installments. How is this helpful to me? I'm in a crisis, and you're not doing anything about it. You're not trying to help me, and I'm calling you guys trying to work things out.
When I looked through the comments on this one, someone asked her what happens if you decide to go back. She said it comes off her credit report in 7 years. It disappears. So borrow the money and run away when it's time to pay it back. Wait 7 years and it works itself out. It's not much of a surprise her business failed.
What's up, guys? So let me give y'all a story time about what happened today. So I'm home, just chilling this morning, drinking my coffee. All of a sudden, I get a knock on the door, and it's the sheriff from the courthouse that came here to serve me some paperwork because Credit One is suing me for an old debt from 2021. Who would have thought that credit cards are suing people now for an old debt? That's never happened before, to me, at least.
Who would have thought? I would have. And probably most of the people watching this video would have too. If I borrow money and don't pay it back, I would fully expect to get sued. They kind of have to do it. Otherwise, nobody would bother paying anything. It's never fun paying back money. But what's worse is having an old debt hanging over you for years, just waiting for it to catch up with you.
And I literally got served. And they're telling me I have 30 days to get in contact with them and try to make an arrangement. Now, let me know who has that happened to, or who's ever heard of that, because this is the first time I ever hear about a credit card company suing anyone, like, especially from like 2021. Never in my life heard of it. Like, I had 2 credit cards with them. I was paying it, got behind, and now all of a sudden I get this. Like,
There just has to be a smoke detector chirping in the background. It definitely fits this type of content. If this actually surprises her, she has no business using credit or borrowing money. Expecting debt to disappear just because it's a few years old makes absolutely no sense. If anything, that time probably just made it bigger.
and it's not even like they sold this to another company. It's a third-party company that's suing me. So you guys let me know your opinions, your comments. What do you think? What should I do? Like, because this is weird. Very weird. I am going to get in contact with them, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of confused about this because they caught me off guard. I was like, what? Even the sheriff was laughing. He didn't even... I was like, the pettiness, you know? The pettiness. Like, he drove all the way here to serve me these papers. He was laughing about it. Like, what? Let me know your comments.
The pettiness. It's not petty for a company to want the money back they lent you. It's called business. And I have a thought. I might be thinking out of the box here. Pay your bills and you won't get sued. It really shouldn't be that difficult for her to understand.
Get ready with me to go and get sued. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting at my house when a lovely police officer came over and served me papers and let me know that I was being sued and had to make an appearance in court. I'm like, okay, this is a prank. I'm actually being sued. Come to find out, I am being sued for a credit card that I had when I was like 18 years old, 6 or 7 years ago. And these heifers are suing me all this time later.
There it is again, thinking time erases debt. Those heifers lent you money, and somehow, for some reason, you didn't pay it back. Now they're the bad guys for trying to collect it. Apparently expecting to be paid back is the real problem.
But let me explain. So when I was a struggling college student, I was going to school probably 35 hours a week and then working on the days that I didn't have school. So I took out a credit card to help me pay for food and gas and things. And then life happened. I've had 2 kids since then. This credit card is literally in my maiden name. And I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I forgot that this credit card even existed. I just completely forgot about it and stopped making payments on it. I am aware that this is 100% my fault, but hey, we've all been young and dumb before. Lordy Morty, I think even at 26 or almost 26, I'm still young and dumb.
At least she admits it's her fault. She must not have been checking her credit report, because that would have really brought her score down. And if she had seen it earlier, she could have dealt with it before it got this far.
So if you are a struggling college student or struggling in general and you decide you want to borrow some money, this is your sign to always pay it back, because one way or another, those crazy little sneaky little brown nosers are going to catch up to you. They're going to expect you to pay up.
It's kind of sad people need to be warned to pay their bills. That used to just be understood. You borrow the money, you pay it back. It wasn't complicated. That was just how it worked. Now people act like debt is the problem, not the fact that they borrowed the money in the first place. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.